What's going on, folks? TJ Lauerman, aka That Sports Gamer, here, back at you with another episode of Bullpen Banter, number 32 to be precise. I am joined tonight by my associate, Chris, aka Snaggle J. The other Chris, aka Millennium OS, is feeling under the weather. So we have Snaggle J and his quite loud clicking here tonight. Chris, how's it going?
Sorry. Clicking is loud. I'm doing quite well. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Glad to be back. I know we didn't have a show last week, so
yeah, that college football championship. Shout out to Clemson for the big W. I believe Ramon, the MLB community manager, is a Bama fan, so I'm sure he's taking this not well.
Probably not. No.
Yeah. So how's things going, Chris? You been up to anything super special in the show recently?
No. I'm kind of to the point now where the only thing I've really done since the last time we were on is I did the Ellsbury mission. Mm-hmm. The Ellsbury rookie kind of took a little bit of a nosedive in price. I got him for like 22 or 23,000. So I picked him up and he became my center fielder, and that is about it. I picked Max Scherzer up on the market the other day, and that's pretty much it. I'm just kind of playing games now, kind of
what's the mission for the Ellsbury?
5 triples.
It's easy. You just go up against the Eddies at the Polo Grounds, and that's 5 at bats. You're golden.
Yeah, I use Griffith Stadium. Same difference, right? Griffith is nice too because you got that big wall out in right field that is very hard to hit over. So
just pull it out there and bounce around.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I do. But yeah, no, that's about it. I'm kind of pleased with where my team's at. I'm just kind of conserving stubs, hoping to get a couple of rotation upgrades, and that is probably going to be it.
Yeah, I've been playing some bullpen banter, some battle royale, having my ups and my downs in there, getting real frustrated. So I've kind of come back to working on this squad, building some more mission guys. I think I have I can pull it up. I think I'm working on 15 missions right now. Still a bunch from earlier that I was working on that I still haven't finished. Nice. And also a couple of the new live player stat missions that came out. Since we're talking about that, we might as well just roll right into this week's updates and the stuff that came out this week.
Yeah.
Let me switch over here to the Show Nation forum real quick. We got some new packs, the New Year packs. I don't know if you participated in those.
Sure did. I picked up a couple just to see what they're about. I mean, obviously, it's very similar to any of the other holiday themed packs they've done. I mean, just as recently as when did they do the Russell Martin, Michael Brantley? That was just before Christmas. The holiday packs, same idea.
Second week of December, something like that.
Same idea, right? You get a few garbage cards and a piece of the equipment, and you need the equipment to do the missions, and that's pretty much the word on those packs.
I didn't know about this new Rawlings Velo R271 VG Ash bat in the game. Plus 15 power, plus 15 contact, plus 10 discipline.
That's a sick bat. I think the bat is going for at least double of what the other equipment is going for, if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting.
The bat is a ridiculous piece of equipment. But the rest of them is all, if I'm not mistaken, the rest of the equipment is all just recycled stuff that they've already had and that they've just changed the background of.
All right. Well, you can get a new Sean Doolittle card if you lock 5 pieces of the New Year's equipment, no duplicates. You'll get a Sean Doolittle that's a 92 overall, 5,000 XP, 500 stubs, and then that will unlock the mission to get a new Prime Flashback Matt Carpenter. That's also a 92 overall and 5,000 stubs. Let's go check those cards out. I have not actually really dove into them too much. I like looking at the Doolittle, but I would like to get your impressions on said cards.
Well, the Doolittle was a very roller coastery for me in the beginning. I looked at him immediately, and obviously when you look at a card and those bar graphs jump off the page and you're like, wow, this is a beast card, like, gotta have him. really high hits per nine, really high K per nine, good control. Then there's the downside of the pitch mix. He does not have an ideal pitch mix that you want to have on a reliever on your team with a fastball and a curveball and a changeup. You'd prefer to see like a slider or a sinker or something of that nature. But I picked them up. I didn't do it through the equipment missions. I picked them up for, I think, probably less than $5,000 on the market.
Yeah, right now he's going for buy now at $4,335 and sell now at $2,750.
Yeah, and I think I got him earlier in the weekend when he was still relatively fresh, and he was going for, I think I paid probably 4,300 stubs for him, if I'm not mistaken. And I've used him a couple times, and I mean, he's okay. The thing is on a team where I have Chapman and Miller, having Doolittle as your third lefty out there is probably not a bad thing.
And you probably have Britton. I would almost guess that you also have Britton.
No, I no longer have Britton. No, I did, but he was part of some sort of other maneuver.
Yeah. I feel like Doolittle's going to be your fourth guy, assuming you have Britton. But most teams are going to have Miller, Chapman, and Britton. I could see Doolittle being the fourth lefty option in your pen. That's not you can have. There's not worse guys to have. Him having the curveball is nice though, because I feel like a lot of the lefty guys all have sliders. So the curveball is going to switch it up just a little bit off those other guys. It's not really going to play off if you have like a different starting pitcher or something, but having that curve instead of the slider might screw up some guys. So might not be a bad pickup there. Yeah,
like I said, again, if you're looking for, if you're looking like at the Miller and Chapmans of the world, not that expensive anymore. You can, on some of the busier times when the market's quite active, you can get them for slightly under $5,000. And the thing with Chapman is he's one of those guys that, if you use him incorrectly, he's very easy to hit. If you just go out there and pump 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, you can just kind of sit on it. So, you're right. Doolittle gives you something different to look at. He's an intriguing card, which is something that in some of the previous updates in, say, the last 6 weeks, they've been lacking, is a intriguing card at this point of the season.
True. I also believe this Matt Carpenter could be a little bit intriguing, not super intriguing, but 97 contact versus righties, 80 contact versus lefties. Power's a little but 82 vision, 99 clutch. That could be something I could see putting on my bench somewhere and working out. I was using the regular Carpenter for quite a while, and I really liked him. So I feel like I could make a spot on my bench for this Carpenter.
Yeah, and I agree with that assessment 100%. With having eligibility at 3 of the 4 infield positions, he could easily be your infield guy, your utility infield guy, that you use, later in the game if you happen to bring a pinch hitter in. Or, and he can be used as a pinch hitter, in a situation where you need a single or a double, or you need somebody on base against a righty with the high contact. But, yeah, I don't think he's a starter on most teams, but I do think he plays.
I'm trying to see. There's also the rookie flashback. His base card has a little bit more power against righties, but not as much contact against lefties. And the rookie version is similar to the prime version, but just a lot lower in everything else. And he's third base, and the rookie flashback's third base and first base. The live is second base and third base, and the prime is first, second, and third. So that's kind of nice. I think I might try to pick him up and see what he can do for me on the bench as a utility guy.
And again, super cheap. You can get him for, if you put an order in, $38.50.
Yeah, you're going to get him for less than $4,000 if you really want.
Yeah, so that's not a real expensive venture at all.
Yeah, that's a lot of contact for a bench guy. As you said, coming off, you need that guy that's going to be able to get a hit against a bullpen righty. And Matt Carpenter seems like the kind of card that can do it for you.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Did you open up any of these new packs?
I did. I think I probably opened 4, and I got 4 varying pieces of equipment, and I think I may have got a couple of bronze cards. Definitely not worth the investment that you put into them for 3,500 stubs.
Did you do the mix up and get enough for? Oh, we needed 5 for what's his name, right? For Doolittle.
Yeah, and I didn't. I pulled 3 of the catcher's mask, so that put me out immediately of that.
Interesting. Yeah. That's upsetting.
It's a gamble, and that's the thing. It's the same thing. If like when it comes to those specific missions where they're gear dependent, if you are near a computer or near your PS4, right when the missions go live, you can pick up the equipment relatively quickly.
Yeah, I forget if it was this one or the week that McCutcheon was the big reward.
Yeah.
I think I ripped a bunch of packs. I think I ripped like 4 packs, but then I got lucky and I hit the card that was expensive.
Yeah.
That was super expensive early. Sold that, opened up more packs, and I was able to get the... I think it was in McCutcheon. It did not cost me a whole ton. And actually made a little back in the process of just by selling off the equipment. But that only works like right when those packs drop. You got to get in there real quick, rip them, and put them up real fast, or these cards are just going to start plummeting in value.
Yeah, and I did it when the Russell Martin, Michael Brantley missions came out. The difference being, and the reason why I didn't see it worthwhile taking advantage of with Doolittle and Carpenter is I just didn't figure Doolittle and Carpenter would be valuable cards. And I mean, that's proven to be true. You can go on and try to get the equipment, which is going to cost you quite a bit now. You could just buy the cards. And I mean, I know everyone's always in search of the glorious XP, but you have to weigh the differences between XP and just wasting money for no reason.
Yeah, actually, right now, it doesn't seem like it would be too bad because you only need 8 of the 9. So it'd be 15, it's like 2,000, 24,000.
As long as you stay away from that one bat that 6, you need 27,000. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be a little bit under, but if you really wanted to, you could be a little bit under, I guess.
Yeah, and that's the difference is.
But if you use your Road to the Show guy, some of these things could be handy, and it might be actually worth going for you to go out there and do it. This new bat though is legit. So.
Yeah, that new bat is, and there's a reason why. I mean, it's it's costing you $30,000. But yeah, I guess again these. I mean, if anyone knows, if you go and look at any of the forums or anything like that, you know that people online have a love-hate relationship with these kind of missions. They do them quite frequently, especially, I mean, we've gotten them 3 times in the last, well, we got them, if you go from Halloween to now, 4 times in the last 3.5 months, you've gotten mission based around equipment. So they do get a little stale, and people tend not to enjoy them. But the thing is, it's content. I mean, do you want prime flashback missions every single week?
I'm just trying to see what the Halloween stuff's going for.
Yeah.
Because that one gets you the Bob Feller, so that's what, 27, 30-something. 37.
Gets you the Bob Feller, and then there's one after Bob Feller, too. There's Andre Dawson is the top one there, I think.
Damn, all that Halloween gear is expensive.
Yep. Yeah, I think the majority of it has stayed up in price. I think that Dawson is pretty nice card that people covet, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, you get the Dawson and the Feller, right? I forgot about
that. I think the Feller is 5 pieces of gear, and the Dawson is, I think if you lock it all.
I think it's the other way, but I could be wrong. Oh, no, the Feller's only, well, maybe it is the Dawson that's the expensive one, because the Feller's only going for, you can get one for like $9,000 if you really want.
Yeah, I think that one had 3 tiers, if I'm not mistaken. There was an early one. Yeah, there was one that
you can get both the Legends for less than like 2 pieces of that equipment.
Yeah, what was that? That was Halloween, right?
Yeah. I believe it was 95 Dawson, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is the 95 Dawson, yeah. Why can't I find the post for that?
I mean, you can just look at the missions. It's there.
I could. I don't have the game right in front of me. Yeah,
you're
Reggie
right.
Jackson was
5 for Feller, and then the whole thing.
Yeah, 5 more. You needed 11 altogether for Andre Dawson, which means you needed 11 of the 13. That's right. The one was, if you locked one, it was the rookie Reggie Jackson, or just the Reggie Jackson.
Right. That's what it was.
One of the terrible Reggie Jacksons.
Right. All right. So that's what's going on now. A little talk there. Something we have been wanting to talk about, and we've been talking about it recently in the Discord. We started up also big news. We started up a Bullpen Banter Discord room. Let me put the link out there for the people in the chats. So I think, okay, if you guys want to join our Bullpen Banter Discord, links in the chat. For the archive, it'll be in the show description on YouTube. Something that we were talking about recently was packs and what they could kind of do to packs to make them a little bit better. Because right now, I feel like, and I don't mean right now, I mean all year so far, I've really felt like opening packs has kind of been like a terrible idea. Like right at the beginning, I'd say rip a bunch and get your team stuff like built out. So if you're going to be doing like team collections and stuff, you'll get yourself a good part of the way there just by ripping early. But I really feel like people that right now are opening bundles and ripping a lot of these new promo packs, I always feel like there's just no value. I mean, granted, every once in a while you're going to get really lucky. But I feel like your odds are few and far between. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, if it wasn't for the sake of, doing research and curiosity and trying to get a little bit of content, I don't think I would have ever opened a pack past the 20 packs that I had for the pre-order bonus. Mm-hmm. The thing is that it's like you said, it just doesn't seem like there is value in buying packs. It's almost too big of a risk with, how not necessarily easy, but how it's easy to implement a strategy to work the market to your advantage. I just don't see the benefit of having money tied up in packs when there is so many unknowns versus packs in, say, NHL Ultimate Team or Hockey Ultimate Team or in Madden, where you go into the packs knowing, okay, this is what I'm going to get at a bare minimum. I mean, all you get in the show is a vague explanation of what's going to be in the pack. Increased odds of finding gold or diamond. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and I feel like your odds right now of getting them a gold or diamond are pretty trash. So increasing those odds, I feel like it's not really doing much. So there's a standard 1,000 stub packs, which is 6 players and 2 items, or you could do 6 pitchers and 2 items, or 6 position players and 2 items. And then the 10,000 stub and 20,000 stub bundles. The only real guarantees you have are you're going to get a silver in the 10,000 stub bundle and 3 silvers in the 20,000 stub bundle. I feel like I was in a stream. I think it was either in a stream or on Twitter. Somebody opened a 20,000 bundle, and they got nothing. And then the second one, they're like, "Yeah, I got this. Did you get a gold or I think you got a diamond? He got Mookie Betts." And it was like, "Great, you almost paid back the money for one of those bundles when you could have taken that 40,000 stubs and got a plethora of players that are extremely good."
It's the rush, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing like you buy a lotto ticket at the checkout when you're at 7-Eleven. There's the chance that, I mean, you can see it. You can go on to Twitter, and every couple days somebody posts where they pulled a Mike Trout, or they pulled a this, or they pulled a that, and they're super pumped about it. And you think that could be me. I could pull that card. So you're intrigued by it. You're intrigued, and then let's say we gave 100 people, 100,000 stubs, and said, okay, you got to go open packs and try to make your money back. None of those 100 people, maybe one or two, might get lucky enough to make their money back.
Or they'd have to end up doing missions to make their money back.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, it's just, and again, I mean, I've played a lot of Hockey Ultimate Team, and in previous years, not so much this year, I've played a significant amount of MUT. And again, I just feel like in those modes, the packs play a more vital role in your team building than they do in MLB The Show's Diamond Dynasty.
Yeah, and what MUT does specifically is, in their packs, in the base pack that you get there, you're guaranteed a gold tier player. Which, granted, there's more players in the NFL. I would assume.
Yes.
Yeah, probably twice as many players in the NFL as there are in the MLB.
Yeah.
But just having that little bit of assurance goes a long way, I feel. It's like, at least you know the worst thing you're getting is a gold. And like FIFA has the packs where there's packs where you're guaranteed bronze players, packs where you're guaranteed silver players, packs where you're guaranteed gold players. And then in the gold packs, you're guaranteed rare gold players. Though I think you're just guaranteed rare gold cards. I don't know if you're necessarily guaranteed rare gold players. But I kind of wish MLB would go to a more tiered system like FIFA does, where you're going to be guaranteed a bronze player. The pack's going to be 500 stubs. You're going to be guaranteed a bronze. 1,500 subs, you're going to be guaranteed a silver. 5,000 subs, you're going to be guaranteed a gold. Just something like that to make it like a little bit better. Like, I kind of know what I'm getting out of this pack. Because even with these 1,000 coin packs, I feel it's like I'm really excited when I get something higher than a 72. And sadly, I feel like that doesn't happen in a lot of packs.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to think back to almost 10 months. And if I remember correctly, I've only had 2 diamond pulls, not including equipment, all year.
I don't.
And I pulled I pulled a Jose Fernandez in one of the pre-order packs, the 20 pack in one of the 20-pack bundle packs, and just like 2 weeks ago, I got a Wade Davis in my loyalty pack, my login pack. I got a Wade Davis, who I immediately sold and regret selling him. But anyway, it's just like, the thing is there is, in the market of card collecting modes, there are 2 very distinct different type of modes, or like way that packs are done. And you mentioned them. There's the Madden variant, which Madden has so many different packs. They update their packs, very regularly. There's so many options, and those options always come with, here's exactly what you're going to get as a baseline. You might get better. The pack might say you're only guaranteed 1 gold. You might pull 3. Hey, way to go, big ups. And then you have the FIFA NHL system, where while it's a little more vague, you still know, like, I'm going to open these 10 cards and I'm going to get 2 whatever they classify as rare cards.
Right.
At least that's something. At least that's okay. I know I'm going to get 2 cards that are a little harder to get. I mean, you open a pack in MLB The Show and it's just like you're getting 8 cards. Period. End of discussion.
2 of them you're probably not going to use because you're going to get you might get a stadium that you might use. I actually kind of wish they would just do like how they have the pictures in the position pack. I wish they would kind of do just like other stuff. That's all the stadiums and the equipment and stadium packs. That would be kind of interesting.
Just like a junk pack.
Yeah. Another thing, I've been playing a lot more Pro Evolution Soccer recently, in their My Club mode. They don't have packs. So what they have there's 2 sets of things, I guess. They have scouts, which is kind of interesting. Let me try to break it down how this works. Also, I'm still getting used to the My Club stuff, so if I screw this up, if you know My Club and I screw this up, don't kill me. But this is kind of the breakdown. So they have scout cards for stuff, and they're ranked like 1 to 5 stars. So, for instance, It's actually kind of like how the captains work right now. So they have stuff like there will be a scout for guys like 100 and it was like a certain height. And it's like I have a 3-star height scout. So if you use this scout, he will find you cards that are above this height and at I think it's at a maximum of the 3-star level. And what it does is you can use like 3 of these scouts to narrow down like the player base that the card's going to be from. You only get 1 card when you do this in any of the My Club stuff. So like in theory, and if you can use 3 scouts to narrow it down to 1 card, you're guaranteed to get that card.
Okay.
So like, I'll put this in MLB terms. I'm trying to think. I'm assuming I'm going to be right with these guesses. So let's say you have a scout for. Hold on, let me pull up someone so I can actually get real stats. Madison. So like, let's say you had a scout for players that are over 6'4", and a scout for left-handed starting pitchers, and a scout for NL East NL West. I can't tell you. I don't know if you really did that, what you would get. But let's say it's down to, if you use those 3 scouts, the only person is Madison Bumgarner. You would be getting Madison Bumgarner. And then actually what happens is those scouts are the things that are on the auction house. But you could also do the guys in the auction house. But let's say you only have NL West and starting pitcher scouts. So when you hit go find a card, your card is going to be limited to NL West starting pitchers, and you could get anybody of those guys. So I think that could be something that would be interesting to do. That kind of guarantees you a little bit more the card that you're going to get back, maybe not the specific player, but at least lets you kind of know what you're getting. I kind of think the My Club thing's really interesting how they do it there, especially in a place like soccer where there's so many players. I think I don't have the numbers, but I think Foot this year had I can't think of it off the top of my head. There were a lot of players, like a real lot of cards.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can actually get
an incessantly large amount of cards.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't think of a good way to get the real number. Yeah. But yeah, something like that would be kind of cool. But also, again, if we just had, spend X thousand stubs on a pack and you'll be guaranteed a silver player, rather than this 10,000 for the bundle thing, or spend 5,000 pack cards on 5,000 coins stubs on a pack and get a gold player. And I think that would also kind of like maybe dictate the market a little bit more, because then it'll be kind of be guaranteed that there's going to be more gold cards. So I guess that would kind of depress the gold player market.
Well, and that's one of the notes. That's one of the notes that I made for the show is like if they made packs a more relevant way to build your roster. And I know people use packs to build their roster, but they probably don't do so very successfully in my experience and my opinion. But if they made packs more relevant, do you think that we would see more variable rosters for like upper tier teams? Because I mean, one thing we talk about a lot is a lot of people seem to have the same base for their rosters at this point of the season. It's slightly annoying, slightly understandable, but it's one of those things. Do we think if people were spending more stubs on packs, would they, would you think we would see a difference in that?
I think earlier in the season you would, not now when if you're playing, unless you just got the game for the holiday season. I think your team's pretty much set. I think most people are going to be using the same, 5 to 10 players at each position, roughly, if that many. It might be less, maybe like 3 players at each position. But yeah, I think earlier in the season it would help a lot, because right now when I open packs early in the season, I'm doing it for one of 2 things. One is getting the 25-man and team collections done, and then doing the feed missions. Other than that, packs are kind of useless to me, unless on that odd chance that I get something great out of them.
Yeah.
And I feel like
yeah,
that
you're
odd
right.
chance,
Like I said,
but I feel like that odd chance of getting something great is definitely not worth it. Because
it's definitely not.
You've
Worth
seen
it.
the budget teams that we've made for 20,000 subs. You can build a whole team. That's amazing. Or for 20,000 subs, you can go get one card. That's amazing. Especially now, with most of the cards being so cheap.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing is like if you go, let's say you're just starting the game right now today, and you wanted to try to catch up and try to make a competitive squad instead of going and ripping packs. I mean, if you just go on the market and you start looking at let's just say gold starting pitchers, you got guys that are $2,000, 2,800, 2,600, and there's not a chance you're going to pull, flashback James Shields in a pack, but you could buy him for 2,600 stubs. It's not like I just don't see. And again, I mean, we're 2 months and 12 days away from the release of 17, so we don't know what the packs are going to look like. I remember distinctly, and when in last year's game, they did have packs that guaranteed you a certain quality of player. They were lit. Yes, I'm trying to remember when it was, but I distinctly remember it because the pack that they had at the time guaranteed you 3 gold players, and I did not get a gold player with one of the cards, so I got a supplemental pack that had a gold card in it because it didn't meet the requirements.
Yeah. Oh, also, let me say one more thing. Another thing I would watch out for is when there are promotional packs, like these equipment things, don't buy a ton of them, because I always feel like, or when actually, I think whenever there's any special packs, I would say definitely don't go out and buy like 10, because I feel like you're going to get a lot of the same cards. Because is there a thing on these packs? Are like these specific guys? No. Okay. Stuff like the what is
last week's packs, the defensive guys.
Yeah, those defensive guys. You're gonna get a ton of the same cards. What was it? One time I was like, oh sweet. You know what guaranteed a goal? I think there was. I don't know if it was this year or last year, but remember they have the Player of the Month cards. Player of the Month, something like that.
Yep.
And I think you might have been guaranteed a gold in those. Maybe last year we were guaranteed a gold in them. So I was like,
I
oh,
think
sweet.
it was last year. Yeah.
I was like, sweet, let me open like 40 of these packs. And I got like 30 of the same guy, and everybody else got 30 of that same guy, and that guy's price just plummeted. So rather than buying like 3 of those packs, I could have just bought that one card if I really wanted.
Yeah, the season standout cards were notorious for how many Rick Porcellos were in them.
Yeah. So,
I mean, it was like Oprah, you get a Rick Porcello and you get a Rick Porcello. And I think I ended up with 3 or 4 of them. And that's the thing is it's just, you look at these packs. I mean, we talked about it earlier in the show. I mean, one of those packs costs you 3,500 stubs. You can literally almost get Doolittle. I think you can get Doolittle for less than that right now.
You can, yeah.
And the Carpenter is close. So it's like
I think you can get the Carpenter too.
Yeah, 38.52 is what it takes to get Carpenter right now. So I mean, you're in the vicinity with 3,500. But that's the thing. It's like, okay, do you buy the one pack and get the one piece of equipment? Well, you need 7 more. Just buy the card. Like I just don't feel like if you compare all the card collecting games, I feel like MLB The Show's pack system is by far the most useless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's at the beginning, yes, it's good for those things to get those other guys, but I'm sure if I actually did the math, I could probably get them for cheaper than opening all the packs. That I'd probably waste my time on.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, it's just kind of a fast way to get through some of that stuff. But
yeah,
I'm sure I'll be opening up a bunch of packs on day 1 next year, just so we can get these 45-man rosters done.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, that is. I mean, you get a whole bunch of packs, for doing the pre-order anyway. So you get started with a pretty good base roster. And I mean, it's definitely, if you people are out there and you're on the fence of whether you should pre-order or not, the pre-order bonuses are worth it. Are worth it enough just to get the packs to get your team started in the mode. Again, you could be lucky like me and like last year and pull a Jose Fernandez in one of your.
This year they had, I believe, was there a rookie flashback pack with some pre-order thing? I saw a lot of people get really trash cards. I ended up getting the Jacob deGrom, which was like a 91 flashback, and that guy was in my rotation for up until a couple months ago. Not too long ago.
Yeah, I think maybe there was a different one for the digital download last year because I can't remember which one I got. But either way.
And also the good thing was, I think, depending on how much you played, you got like a gold present to come back, which was Jose Fernandez for me, and I used him a ton.
Pre-order now. Got to get everyone. You got to get that Griffey card. Just go get the Griff. Just pre-order it just for the Griffey card.
I'm probably gonna.
And the digital deluxe pack and the season starter pack. Again, what the heck is that going to be? What's a diamond and gold season starter pack? Like, I'm already intrigued, and still got to wait. But I mean. Again, we can sit here and speculate, and it's like Red Sox said in the chat. I mean, there's this ridiculous, like ludicrous thread on Operation Sports where a guy claims he has a lawyer and he's going to take NBA 2K to court because having those packs in the game is the equivalent of gambling, without monitoring underage usage. It's like.
Those underage people shouldn't have credit cards, right?
It's possibly one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard.
Yeah.
But it's...
if you're really complaining about the pack odds, maybe you shouldn't be playing Ultimate Team.
Well,
maybe that's just the thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You and I joke about it all the time. I mean, we've already, even though our Discord is only a week old or however old, several times we made jokes of people. Oh, well, that's why you don't buy packs. That's why you don't buy packs. But that's our strategy. I mean, we know how we can maneuver the market to our advantage. I'm just on one screen of the market right now, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 6 to 8 cards that I could buy and flip and make 50-60% profit. Like, why would I buy packs?
Yeah. Granted, I'm way too lazy to flip stuff. So.
And again,
actually, the thing that MLB has that I kind of like is that if a card goes up, they actually move up. It's not that there's a new card and that card actually goes down in value, which is something that happens in Madden and FIFA when a new card, rather than in MLB where the card gets the upgrade, Madden and FIFA, they have just new cards. So that old card is going to get devalued. Though actually FIFA did add this year, forget what they're called, but there are cards in FIFA that, much like I think Madden had put in rookies this year, that every time they got a player, a team of the week, or a flashback in not a flashback, or a football outsider, or are they just team of the week in Madden? Whenever they got a bonus card,
they do. What's team of the week? What is it called? Comes out on Monday.
It is team of the week, right?
I always watch C. Farrell's videos. Is that what is it called? Team of the week?
Yeah, it's team of the week. Yeah, team of the week. So in FIFA, in FIFA and Madden, those special cards will get the upgrades to the new card. And in FIFA, those cards are way more expensive than the base ones. So that's something to watch out for there. But that's a cool idea. But MLB does it with all their cards, so that's kind of nice. So if you see someone that's playing well, go out there, gamble, go buy a bunch of his card, and then try to flip him when they get an upgrade. Though, actually, that's something else I would like to see. I don't know if monthly or maybe just Mondays when the new packs come out or when the roster update goes out. New packs with, I don't want to say a guaranteed chance, but it would be nice if there were a guaranteed card that got an upgrade in the last roster update. That would be kind of nice to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Though that would also make those cards more popular and depress the value. So, I mean, that would kind of hurt people that would try to work the market like that.
Yeah, I think if I was going to make a suggestion, is every Friday doesn't have to be a new pack. Mm-hmm. It really doesn't. Because I mean.
But look at Madden, and they have new packs, every other day? Every 2 days? Every 3 days?
Yeah. But again, the thing is, when a new Madden pack comes out, you know, okay, this is exactly what I'm going to get. And then you can weigh Sure, a pack may guarantee you get an elite, but that elite might be Geno Atkins, who
Right.
you're going to sell for 9,000 coins.
So I was kind of kicking around the idea in my head. What if Madden did super expensive packs, or not Madden? If MLB did super expensive pack for guaranteed cards, I don't know how I would feel about that.
Yeah,
Because I think Madden was putting out some $100 packs a couple of weeks ago. I don't know how I felt about that. I was very happy that I had stopped playing Mutt when those packs started coming out.
yeah, those were the ones that had when those new conductor, was that when the conductor Rogers came out?
I want to say so.
Or it was right after they had the first Madden tournament.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
And you were getting players from that guy's team that won, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean,
so here's the thing. Yeah, like Red Sox suggested, like a 15,000 stub pack that guarantees a diamond. Mm-hmm. I think that is a horrendous idea.
Horrendously good idea.
Well, the thing is,
I think you can't have a 15 grand because I think 15 grand is like the drop for a diamond, if I'm not mistaken. So you'd probably have to make it like 30.
Yeah.
So that the risk reward is bigger.
If it's a 30 to 50,000 stub pack, sure. The thing is it's hard to compare that thing in Madden, because in Madden, Elite starts at 85, whereas in the show, Diamond doesn't start till 93.
Right.
So, I mean, the number of diamonds that are out there are, substantially less, but the rosters are substantially smaller. I mean, it's hard to say. There are some diamonds. I mean, again, it's still a risk reward. I do think it's probably an idea that they've probably kicked the tires on. I mean, I don't think they'd be good game developers if they didn't kick the tires on the idea. I still don't think it would be a worthwhile investment as a user.
I would also not mind seeing more bundles and stuff.
Well, yeah.
Even if they did for these promotional things, like, hey, you need 5 items for that collection. Here's a 5-pack bundle for, the price of 4 packs or something like that.
I think that given how popular the 80 Pro Pack bundle was in Madden this year,
and trash,
I would.
But that pack,
and they were trash. But you know what? Everybody was ripping them. Mm. When for the first 3 weeks that game was out, you couldn't turn on a Madden stream where somebody wasn't blowing through.
But you know what?
80 Pro
you were
Pack.
Guaranteed 80 gold players.
Exactly. So I would not be shocked if there was a 50-pack bundle added to Diamond Dynasty this year. I would not be shocked at all.
Guarantee me 5 gold cards? 5 gold cards? I'd do that.
Yeah.
I think I would do that. I don't think I would hate that idea.
I'd probably kick the tires on it and then probably pull the trigger just to see what I got.
Yeah.
It'd be a good stream's worth of content anyway.
Yeah. That's just clickbait there. You're just begging for streams.
Hey, I'm just saying.
All right.
I'm thinking ahead.
Let's hit on this one topic real quick. I was talking to some people on Twitter. What are your thoughts of, or do you think A, this will happen? B, what do you think of the idea? If coming up in the next few weeks, as we get closer to the release of MLB 17, if we start getting some missions that are going to start giving you rewards for next year, would you be interested in that? I was thinking maybe hey, you knock out, Manny Machado, 15 fielding assists, and not only do you get a pack this year, you also start guaranteeing yourself a pack for next year. Not a ton. I don't want a ton of missions like that. I'd be down if it was 10 missions, not super difficult to get. I think I'd be down for that.
I think, okay, so your first question was, would I be interested? Yeah, I would definitely be interested in something, assuming it was the right format. I think if it was something like, and again, just use it as an example, as an idea. If they did something like they did with the A-Rod, where you had 7 very specific tasks that you had to complete, and they were all different. Not necessarily saying that we'd have to do them with one player, but pick the best guy for home runs, best guy for triples, you know, and so you have to get. I don't want it to be easy. Is my point.
That's why I say you limit it. Assuming packs don't change. That's why I say you limit it to like 10 of them. Each of them gets a pack. Nothing crazy. So it's not like, you know, you do these and because I don't want it to be the best people in Madden 16. I don't want it to be these stat missions where it's like, you know, you're using the prime flashback Joe Mauer for 10 doubles. That gets you a pack. I want it to be something where like normal people who maybe they can't pre-order MLB 17 for some reason. Just a way to get some people some extra packs.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like, hey, if you have prime flashback Joe Mauer now, you get these 20 doubles with prime flashback Joe Mauer. You get yourself rookie flashback Joe Mauer next year.
Yeah.
I would definitely strictly keep it to stuff like packs or
a lower end rookie flashback.
Yeah, or something where it's like you get a pack that guarantees a gold, or you're guaranteed a gold player.
Yeah. I like your idea. Like give me 10 missions that gives me 10 packs, and then if you complete all 10, give me a rookie flashback that is gonna have a mission, but not like a top end guy.
Right.
You know, like somebody who's like a James Shields. Mm-hmm. Somebody who's gonna give me a high 80s, low 90s guy to kickstart my roster, and somebody that I'm gonna have to work for. I mean, James Shields is not easy. He's 60 some strikeouts, right? Like it's still a difficult mission to go through and complete. It's not just like, hey, R.A. Dickey, Red Sox mentions in the chat. Again, somebody like that, you know.
Yeah, someone who when you're starting out, their rookie flashback is going to help your team, and then by the time you upgrade them, they're still going to be useful for your team for a little bit.
Yeah. So, yes, I would love to see something like that, but I am skeptical at best that something like that will actually happen. Again, it's not fair to compare the show to Madden,
right?
Because the Madden team has a lot more people that can implement the campus hero stuff and the stuff that they do when one game is winding down, leading. They can afford to leave a team behind and implement this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the crossover stuff has been. I know you've gotten, like, during the draft they do something.
Yeah.
Where you can, I think you end up getting, you get like a good version of the card in the current year, but then you also get like a rookie version of them the next year. Yeah. I wouldn't mind that if you get like starter versions of cards. Maybe like 75s or 80 overalls for the next year. And like you can only get them through this upgrade thing or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, like, I would love it if they made it super interesting too. Like maybe, you know, they give you a rookie flashback for a new card. Like, you know, the Robbie Alomar or the Jason Giambi, who we know are going to be in the game this year. Again, there is possibilities here to make it happen. Like I just don't know how I don't know how viable it is, really.
Yeah, I would like to see them do it. I also don't know if they have the back end stuff to be able to do it, though. They must have something because they were able to do stuff for those cards this year. I don't know. Did we ever figure out like what governed what card you got? Like I know I got a gold in my thing, but I don't think everybody got golds in their returning packs. But I could be wrong.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly how that worked. I've blocked all that out of my mind. I've blocked it all out. That's just how it is.
I just remember I was very excited to get a Jose Abreu, and then he started the tank letter.
Nice. Missions should, in my opinion, missions should be harder. Go Rays 17. Talking about
so
the A-Rod
equals 300,000 subs at the time. $200 mission only took 1.5 hours. That's like 100,000.
Yeah, but you can't.
How many people did the A-Rod mission in an hour and a half? That's what I want to know.
Not many. There was some, but here's the thing.
But if you could also sell that card. You'd have 300,000 subs. That'd be great.
I'm gonna try to say this without using an expletive because I know this is a PG-13 show.
Sure.
people need to get off the A-Rod bandwagon of complaining about it. You need to understand the reason why they did it. This is the first year that they've had a full year content calendar for Diamond Dynasty. And I'm sure they think of it as a way of giving back to the guys that have supported the company and played the mode all year, and B, bring people back who had maybe stepped away, who thought baseball's over.
Yeah, I talked to a lot of people that once Mutt came out, they stopped playing. And I was talking to someone, I was like, you missed so much, because they've been doing so much more stuff since Mutt came out.
So what's a way to get a guy back? All of a sudden, everyone online is talking about, man, you do these 7 missions and you get yourself 99 A-Rod. Like, oh man, I got to fire up MLB The Show again. And then you start playing. I understand that people are upset, and those people who are upset are probably people who earned that A-Rod in different methods before the mission came out. But if you ever were able to get Ramon hooked up to a lie detector and say, did you guys experience a traffic increase after the A-Rod missions came out? And since then, he would absolutely say yes. I mean, you still have, 10 to 15,000 people logged into Diamond Dynasty every single night. I mean, it is Monday night in January, and there are 10,327 players online right now. That is a game that has done a great job at retaining people and doing things like that.
Yeah, and yes, you could have gone out and spent whatever, $300 and bought that A-Rod. But if you did these missions, you can't sell that A-Rod. So you're either playing them or you're sitting on your bench. And like someone like me who has the Troy Tulowitzki, maybe I would sell too low. I mean, with that arm, probably not. But yeah, I thought it was a good way to get people back into it and check it out. And it's not easy to get. I'm sure you could go grind against the Eddies all night long and get it, and you'd probably hate yourself in the morning. But
yes,
it's still it's still actually. You know what's funny? I haven't seen A-Rod on a lot of teams that I've been playing recently.
Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of the silver A-Rods. I've played 6 games in the last 2 nights, and I think 4 of the 6 games had silver A-Rod in the lineup trying to grind out some of the things. I mean, do I feel bad if you spent 300,000 stubs on A-Rod and guys are getting it for free? Yes, I do. But the people, they're not doing it to screw those people.
Right, and they can't make the players can't make that coin back. And this isn't like a FIFA or Madden. Well, I guess FIFA you really can't do it anymore. Yeah. But you can't get money out of this system. And that's the thing with all the Ultimate teams. There's no legal, with terms of service way, to get money out of the system. So you can never really compare it to real money.
Well, the thing is, if you still had that A-Rod pre-missions, sell them. He still goes for right now, if you listed him for sale, 267,890 stubs.
Sell him
because the mission A-Rod is not sellable. So it has, and that's the other thing.
And
people who say that A-Rod's market has been hurt by this, they're not looking at the prices. His price is, yes, his price has gone down from what it was, in October, but everybody's price has gone down since it was in October.
Right. And the people that are getting the A-Rod, they weren't going to pay, that are getting the A-Rod through the freeway, they weren't going to spend 300,000 subs on an A-Rod.
Never. I was working towards completing the AL East so I could get Cal Ripken.
Yeah.
And then this A-Rod dropped, and I was like, oh, well, okay. I was never going to pay 300,000 stubs to, it just wasn't going to happen.
Agreed. So yeah, let's get a little bit of something for 16 players into 17. The one gold card last year was nice if you played a lot. I would like to see a little bit more. Though I'd also kind of like to see if it was like tied to your record or something, or maybe what level in online play you're in or something. But again, nothing super powerful.
What are you in the game?
I'm gonna play a little bullpen Diamond Dynasty. Yeah, what is this Battle Royale while we do this? Oh,
Oh,
bunchies right off the bat.
oh,
Nice.
oh, fine.
That's why we
Oh,
got.
fine.
That's what we got
Fine.
from Griff. We got
Jeez.
lots of topics to talk about, and I'd love to talk about them all because people wanted these topics. So I figured,
Hey, that's fine. I love topics. Topics are my
rather than
favorite.
having them watch me click through the market, they can see some stuff.
That's right. They can watch you get handed to you at Battle Royale.
Yeah. Another topic we have. You're in the middle of this right now, so I think this is very much worth talking about. Some people would like to know what are your tips for getting out of an MLB funk. I know some people have been creeping on 1700 and then dropped back down to 1600.
People,
you did that. There's been people in the Bullpen Banter Discord that want to talk about that. You can retweet. You can post a link to the Discord in the chat again if you'd like. But yeah, what do you like to do to get out of a funk, be it pitching or hitting wise?
So,
First off, sweet play. Can I just say what happened?
yes, go ahead.
This
please.
guy did the little bunt fakeness with Jackie Robinson. It brought in my third baseman, who I can't think of off the top of my head. He came in, barehanded a one hopper to him, made him out.
Nice.
Easily.
Very nice.
So beautiful.
Well, that's good. I'm glad.
So what are you trying to do right now to get out of your funk?
So the first thing you absolutely have to do to get out of the slump is you got to take more pitches.
Is it you listen to Funk Soul Brother? Check it out now.
Yes, that too.
Okay. I don't know the name of that song.
The first thing I always do before you start tinkering with lineups and taking guys out that you've done well with in the past, before you start selling cards and buying cards and changing everything up, the first thing I always do when I'm trying to bust out of a slump is take a strike with every single hitter. And yes, I know it. You get a lot of people in these online games, and they're swinging. They're up there. It's X X X X X. Like,
you know me, I will put the controller down if I'm not having a slump.
And that's my first tip for everybody is if you're struggling at the plate, you need to take more pitches. That would be number one. Number two, and this is maybe it's not like in super duper order, but number two is assess what your hitting camera is doing for you. Mm-hmm. So, for example, are you struggling on the same kind of pitches? Are changeups low out of the zone? What's getting? Are you missing high fastballs? Are you just missing everything? Because the different problems you have could be related to the camera that you're using. I used that new wide camera that they had for the first 3 months of the season, and was for about 3 weeks was in a really big funk and just wasn't working out. Someone suggested I try the offset zoom camera, and I've never gone back.
That's what I'm using right now. I've just been checking that out.
Yeah. So I mean, again, that's an extreme case. I'm not saying everybody go out and change your, but just take a look and see. Maybe there is another camera that helps you see the ball better.
Yeah, Red Sox Forever was one that actually brought this up. I believe it was in the Discord. He also means not necessarily just in Diamond Dynasty, also in franchise mode. But I think, like you said, doing that stuff works. Also,
yeah,
if it's regular season, I would just say just switch up your lineup a little bit. See if you can make a small change. In Diamond Dynasty, I like to go through every once in a while when I feel like I'm slumping. I will go through and just see who I put up good stats with, because it's like maybe I think I play because this happened. Maybe I thought I played really poorly with it was Matt Carpenter. I was like, I really need a new second baseman, and I thought Matt Carpenter was the problem. But then I go look, I'm hitting 427 with Matt Carpenter. So maybe he isn't the problem. Maybe it's somebody else, and maybe there's somebody else that I think I'm hitting real well with, and then I go and I look, and I'm hitting 240 with him with no home runs.
Yeah,
just
it's
and that works even in the other thing. Just take pitches and maybe just swap in someone else. Just try to switch it up. If you're having problems pitching, bring in some new guys. Maybe it's not necessarily the pitcher. Maybe it's his windup that's really messing you up. Like some of these cards, like Clayton Kershaw. I cannot pitch well with him because I get so frustrated with his windup that it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and yeah, my next tip would have been, and it's kind of something you said with switching players up, is, and this can apply to franchise mode, it can also apply to Diamond Dynasty, is substitute in some higher vision players. Mm-hmm. Guys that have a bigger reticle, guys that you're going to put a few more balls in play with. Sure, they may be less talented, they may have a little less power, but it'll just get you in that feel of putting the ball in play. In this game, you put the ball in play, and good things can happen. So that's one thing I like to do is I'll take out some of my lower vision players, put a few of my higher vision players in, just to give me a bigger reticle to use.
Yeah, and as you know, one of my hitting techniques is kind of just leaving the reticle somewhere, and then moving it if need be. But I would almost say, especially against the computer, if you just look low and in and never move your reticle, at some point in that bat they're going to throw you a pitch there. So just be ready to hit it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I find is not harder to do, but one of the things that is very challenging to do is to be able to move your reticle like super quickly and react. I mean, not everybody is good at it. It takes a lot of practice. It's very difficult in Diamond Dynasty, where most of the guys you're going to play are very, very well versed at mixing their pitches. So yeah, it's I mean, and I'm sure everybody's got slump busting tips. Those are just some of the things.
Throw them in the chat or leave them below in the description, in the comments on YouTube when this is up.
Yeah, those are just some of the things that I do.
Yeah, but definitely in Diamond Dynasty or even the regular thing, go look at your stats, see how you're actually playing with people, because you might have benched someone that you got a card that was better, but you're not hitting well with, and you never realized that this other card you have, you're actually very good with. It's definitely something worth taking a look at.
Nice. I just took Nolan Ryan 472 feet to center field.
Nice.
Just FYI. Red Sox in the chat telling me how much he loves live series David Price. I was talking about him in the Discord. I can't quit live series David Price.
Can't quit him. He's good.
Well, that you know what? It's the pitch. It's the pitch mix. And I guess too, to talking about slumps, I guess not everybody gets in hitting slumps. Some people get in pitching slumps as well. So if anybody's having pitching slumps, one thing I do there is go back to people that you feel comfortable with. When I get in a pitching slump, I'll throw live series Carlos Carrasco out there because I've pitched very well with him. I'm very familiar with his motion, so that's something that you can do if you're struggling with pitchers. Is just use guys that you're familiar with. Don't overthink it. If you're playing the computer in a franchise mode game, make them hit the ball. Don't try to pick out the corners and be fancy. Just pitch your game.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm in a slump, I will take Garrett Richards over anybody else in my rotation.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? It's familiarity. It's someone you feel comfortable with. It's someone that you dominate with.
Yeah, and also if you can figure out what's happening that's putting you into a slump. Like if you realize my starting pitcher gets into the 6th inning and I blow it, hey, you know what? Take your starting pitcher out after 5. Don't try to risk it. Don't try to get that extra inning out of a guy when you realize, you know what? Every time that I think about taking a guy out, he blows it after that.
Yeah. Part of being in an actual slump is not the difficult part of it. It's figuring out what is causing you to struggle. It's not. I mean, everybody goes through slumps. We're not all the greatest MLB The Show players in the world.
Yeah, I was close to 1,800 and dropped right back down.
Yeah, and I mean, I've had people have stories that they were almost up to 1,700 and now they're struggling to stay in the 1,600s, and it's one of those things. But it's not the slump that's the difficult part. It's figuring out what is causing you to do that. That's the frustrating part.
Yeah. So, hopefully that stuff is handy, and maybe you can take something from that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next up,
don't ask us. We suck.
I mean, we can give you ideas, but we can't make you hit better.
That's right. None of them are actually guaranteed to work.
This guy's guaranteed to bunt almost all game.
Oh, nice. Love those guys.
So I'm going to have to bunt chase him back.
They're the best. All right.
couple more things. How do you think off-season moves will affect the MLB 17 collections, assuming collections are essentially the same, with the 25 mans and your 40 mans?
Well, and again, we've been talking about this the other day. I really think that the Red Sox price is going to increase exponentially.
With Sale. Mm-hmm.
With Sale and with Mookie Betts having
go back up, yeah.
With Mookie Betts having I don't think Price goes back to Diamond in the initial rosters. I don't think he's deserving of it at the moment.
That could be 4.
Yeah, you have Kimbrel and Betts and Sale.
Yeah.
So they're going to be expensive. They're going to be easily the most expensive team. Well, I guess the Angels are probably the most expensive team in the American League, considering what Trout usually goes for. But the Red Sox are going to be a very difficult collection to do.
I'm trying to think who. There's a chance that Correa's going to be up there. Him and Altuve are going to be pretty expensive, I would assume, to start the year.
Yeah. Astros will be expensive as well.
Cubs are going to have a lot of diamonds. So.
Yeah, the Cubs are going to be. The Cubs will be the most expensive team out of the gate, I would imagine.
What are they got? Bryant, Arrieta, Rizzo,
Lester, Wade Davis.
Oh yeah, Wade Davis is a diamond right now. He's going to be up there.
Yeah, and the thing is that we're assuming that they're still going to have the inside edge boosts. That makes Rizzo very popular because we all know how many times Rizzo was a 99. With IE boost last season, it was literally 3/4 of the season he was out there as a 99. The Cubs are easily going to be the most expensive. Really, dirt collections out there that are going to cost you next to nothing. But yeah, the Cubs, Red Sox, Astros will be tough.
Phillies should be cheap.
Yep.
Phillies. Mike Saunders.
Oh baby,
a little bit more, but. Braves will be cheap. Their only gold's probably going to be Freeman.
Teheran might sneak in as a gold. He's 84. I think he finished the season as an 84, or was it 82?
I think maybe 82.
Teheran has the possibility to sneak in as a gold if being generous with the ratings. Mm-hmm. I think he's deserving of it, but you get them. Oakland will be super cheap. Like Red Sox mentioned in the Discord the other day, Oakland will be a very popular franchise mode team. But in terms of Diamond Dynasty, they'll be super cheap. Hopefully they have half-decent rewards, although I wouldn't hold my breath. Minnesota will be cheap, although, again, with Dozier will set you back a little bit because he's likely to start as somewhere in the 90 to 92 range. Mm-hmm. Red Sox says you got to count Lester. Lester finished as 89 or 90.
Get foul. Get all the way foul.
Teheran is an 83. Yeah, so Teheran, I think, has the possibility to be a gold. Right? Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, whatever. I'm not a fan of the team. Well, thank you.
You should be a fan of the team.
I had him on my fantasy, my dynasty fantasy team for 4 years, and I've been pronouncing his name wrong all this time.
Yeah, Lester's going to be 892, so he could get a bump.
92, yeah. He could very easily sneak in as a dime if they're being generous to the Cubs, which is not surprising if they would be. Go ahead.
Sticking with the idea of collections.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on something like a ultimate collection for a team where you would get all the live series and all the flashbacks?
Not a fan.
I mean, you probably have to give them like a 98, 99 for all those, and that would add another like 30 98s and 99s. I think that would be a little much.
No, I would only have any interest in that if it only included flashbacks that you could get outside of BR and Conquest. Yeah. If it included BR and Conquest flashbacks, I'd have zero interest in any of those.
I would love to see more. I would love to see more collections.
Yeah.
Like maybe a collection for, hey, you got all the people that are on the All-Star teams.
Yeah.
That would be a cool collection. And then maybe you get a nice All-Star card.
Yeah.
Something like that would be cool.
I mean, I hate using Madden as an example.
But it's easy, so go ahead.
It's again, Madden. There are so sorry. I was reading what Red Sox is calling me out about saying that Francisco Lindor is not going to start as a diamond. It's. I mean, again, in Madden, there are so many sets that you can complete of such different variability. I'm not saying that we need to have the amount of Madden sets that that are out there, but yeah, I agree. Like if you had all-star teams, if you collected all the flashbacks from a particular year, maybe there was a special flashback from a particular year. I think we can all agree that the number of flashbacks will probably increase this year.
Oh yeah. That's actually going to be real interesting, depending on how those guys are rated, because the flashbacks guarantee that the card won't change, but live series cards are going to move. So it might be interesting to see how many flashbacks they put out this year, specifically for active players.
Yeah. I'm going to answer Red Sox question real quick. The reason why I think Lindor will not start as a diamond and Lester will. The difference being is that Lindor is 20 years old, 21 years old. He's going to progress to a diamond very, very quickly. I don't think they want to start him as a 93, 94, and then have to bump him to a 99 like a month into the season because of how well he plays. I don't think you have that same problem with Lester. If you start Lester as a 93, he probably stays a 93 all year. But if you start Lindor as a 90, I'd rather see him start as a 91 or a 90 because he's gonna progress up. He's that good. He's young. I just think they're setting a bad precedent if they start him as a 93.
Yeah, and they kind of did the same thing with they gave Altuve. Well, I mean, granted, Altuve is in like his fourth year. They started him a little lower, knowing that he was going to go up. But I wouldn't mind seeing them give some of the younger guys a little bit of bump. But then again, you put them up and they fall, then you look bad.
It's an interesting question as well. How about the legend flashback changes each elections in Madden, like the Man of the Month does?
Yeah, but then you're adding so many more legends and flashbacks that I think that would be too much.
Again, it's probably something they could do, but when you look at the size of the development team, I just don't think it's feasible on their end to continue to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to do something else.
What are they doing in Madden? They're giving you one. It's just a better version of someone currently on the team, right? It's a current card.
Yeah, the team heroes for each card, and then if you collect all of the team heroes, you get the Man of the Month. At least that's how it was when I was still playing MUT, which was a little while now. But.
Yeah, that's how it works. Or no, you just get badges. You don't have to necessarily cash in for that month. You have to just get.
Yeah, you get the badges. Yeah, you get the team hero badges, and then when you get 32 team hero badges, and then those players are non-sellable players once you. But it was difficult to get them because, I mean, you needed, a bunch of golds and a bunch of silver and a bunch of bronze cards. Like, it was an investment to get those. But, yeah, I mean, the thing is we're probably going to get, more flashbacks. Like I said, I'd rather see something like an all-star game collection or something like that. Maybe an MVPs collection. Collect all the cards of guys who have won MVPs.
Or
cover guys, Cy Young guys, Gold Glove guys. I mean, there's so many options.
Actually, that would be kind of cool right now. Just trying to think. Everybody that's been on the cover of MLB is still in the game.
Yes.
As live cards, right?
Yep.
The covers have been retired. So it would be kind of cool if again, this goes back to our other things for the next year. It would be cool if we could get a set that get all the live editions of guys that have been on the cover, and then you get a like another tier of the King Griffey Jr. card. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So do all those guys and then move up. It's just an idea. Just throwing out ideas.
Well, and then start looking at the international show. You could do the set even further. I mean,
do you have
you guys got?
Yes, that's it.
Hey, we hey, 14 and 15, we got different covers up here than you guys got down there.
You got a Russell Martin, right? And
Russell Martin in
and
15,
Joey
and
Bats.
no, 14 was Brett Lowry,
Oh, right.
and 13 was Bautista. The Brett Lowry was so bad, and then Donaldson was just so good that they just put him on both covers this year.
And now you get multiple covers up there too, right? Don't you get one in the red jersey, or do you always get the red jersey one?
The red jersey one was for it was a pre-order bonus, I believe. You had to have pre-ordered the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It came with a certain version.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's upgrade. Maybe you got
I think
$70
in
version.
lieu of the steel book with the Russell Martin version, because this year it was a steel book with the pre-order, right?
Yeah.
Last year they did the steel book up here. They did the Russell Martin in the Canada Day jersey.
I'm trying to think. I think in Asia it's been Wei Yin Chen most years.
Wei Yin Chen this year, Wei Yin Chen last year, Wei Yin Chen the year before. 14 also had Shin Shu Chu in Korea, and it was Wei Yin Chen in 13 as well.
Hey, how many years is there going to be a Marlin on the cover? So just be excited.
They should. I'm not doing it. But yes, to answer your point, all of the people at the end of this season, all of the cover athletes were currently active. Obviously, Ortiz will not be anymore.
Mm. Yeah, Maurer I think had 2 in a row.
Yeah,
Ortiz will be the last one.
Yeah, and when Ortiz was when Ortiz, Wright, Howard, Pedroia, Maurer, Gonzalez, McCutcheon, Cabrera, Puig, Donaldson, Griffey. So yeah, I agree. Collect all the cover guys and then get a Griffey. But the thing is, everybody gets a Griffey rookie as part of the pre-order too, right?
Yeah. So why not but we don't know what that Griffey's going to be rated.
No, it might not be tied to a mission. It might just be a Griffey rookie. Here you go.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out. Hit 700 home runs with them, and
imagine
unlock the prime.
I have
the poor Yetis.
I still have I don't know if I hit 50 home runs yet. I had 49 with Chris Bryant last time I checked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to really try to third goal or anything. Just going to make him chase.
Just pipe one to him.
I mean, that's all the topics I have. If you have anything else, I finish out this game. I don't know if you saw Tulo hit a bizom to win the last game.
I'm not watching. I'm not watching the video portion of the stream. Sorry. Too system intensive. I gotta make sure I keep my voice applet working prime condition here.
Oh, I forgot to send the last guy a GG. I have a new thing every game this year. I'm going to get a GG. I have no idea what Snickety Snick is talking about with the ticket system.
The ticket system, the captain stores.
Mm-hmm.
What would we like to see with the captain stores for 17? I'm assuming is what he means. If we'd like to see any changes, if we love it, hate it.
I would like to get more tickets and more stubs for every game. How about that? Is that a thing? Is that a choice?
It sure is a choice.
Because I don't think you get enough snubs. What am I swinging at? Continue.
I think now that I have a full season of understanding on how the captain store works, I'm a fan. I do think that the addition of the level 40 and 50 was nice.
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice addition. Again, it's just, you know what? I am all for putting methods in the game that can reward people with good cards. And again, I hate to harp on, things that people perceive as negative, the whole Beltran fiasco. That was great. What a great thing for them to do. I like the idea of the captain store. I say you just leave it exactly the way it is.
Now, I remember they said that there was going to be cards that were specific only to the captain store. Did we ever get those, or am I crazy?
I don't think there's ever been captain-specific cards that I can think of right off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think that was something they had mentioned in one of their preseason streams, which, in theory, we should be getting a schedule soon if they're going to do that stuff again. Because I feel like that stuff started in February last year.
Yeah, we were
January.
Yes, I can't remember where we were talking about this. Maybe in the Discord when I think it was February 7th was the first stream last year. You got to remember they're doing the later release date again this year, right? So Pujols was Trout. Yeah, but Trout and Pujols aren't specific to the Captain Store. They're specific to Battle Royale, correct? The 98 Trout and the 99 Pujols.
I mean,
I think they're technically classified as BR rewards. If I'm not, I don't know. I suck at BR. I don't get to 12 wins. Seaver, Trout, Kimbrel, Braun, Cepeda, Pujols, Wright, and plenty more.
This guy pitching? Doolittle.
But my question is, Rays, were those specific Captain Store rewards, or were those BR rewards that you could get in the Captain Store?
I said good game. The guy replied, yes.
But I suppose because BR rewards you can sell, correct?
Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that does make sense. Because like things like the 98 Trout he's unsellable. So obviously he's not a BR reward because he'd be sellable if he was. So now that does make a little more sense. So yeah, the 99 Kimbrel, the 99 Tom Seaver, those are Captain Store specific because they are absolutely non-sellable.
Gotcha.
Non-sale.
Rocket back to the mound.
Better rewards for the conquest stuff.
I really do hope they do redo Conquest to give you a reason to play it more than once.
You know, the thing is, if you didn't play it, like I was looking at the thought of going back into it now, and it's just because there's nothing I'm going to get out of it that is of any use to me,
right?
Except maybe Ichiro, and I'm not going to work my way all the way. And Billy Wagner, but I'd have to work.
Conquest is kind of okay if you want to get some of those starting pitcher stuff done, like getting wins or saves
that's true. Stuff. Yeah,
it's good
that's
for that.
Very true. It's very true.
Not that great for innings because you're only gonna have so many innings, but
yeah, but if you're looking for the wins with like Dickey and those guys, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that's how I did most of mine were through there.
Okay, well that makes perfect sense.
But I mean, again, that's a very small reason to go do that.
Yeah, I didn't do the Conquest early in the season, and again, I was just looking at it just today, thinking, is there a reason for me to get back into it? And looking at the rewards and thinking, I'd like to have that Billy Wagner. I'd like to have like either of the Billy Wagners really. I'd like to have the Ichiro, but it's just, do I feel like putting all that work in just to get those cards? It's just like, eh. But again, and that's something that I've seen people talking about is already building what their path forward is going to be for this game.
Yeah, that's my big thing next year. This year I feel like I went real scattershot throughout everything. So I'm definitely going to build towards specific goals once we know the rewards and stuff. Be it trying to build a sick like NL East team, if the NL East guy is somebody I want, and pretty much just selling everybody else that I get, trying to get that stuff accomplished. But yeah, it's definitely going to be built towards a specific goal this year.
Yeah, and that's what I think more people. And again, this is 16's been such a learning experience. We didn't really know what to expect. There was so much focus put into revamping Diamond Dynasty with the division collections and Conquest and the BR. It's just people just it was overload. It's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? People just get in and they start going absolutely crazy, and next thing you know, your team is just all over the place, and you don't really have any collections done, and it's not ideal.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like I knew Chipper Jones was a card I wanted to have, and I didn't end up getting him until like last month. But he was somebody I wanted from like the beginning of.
Yeah. That's the thing. It'll be interesting. See, I'm sure that's something we're spend more time talking about as we, get closer to the season starting. What our path forwards are. We can't be talking about it too much, guys. We don't want to be giving away,
those hot
trade. We don't want the hot fire bullpen banter secrets out there just yet.
Yeah,
we can't be giving up.
This was the first year I feel like MLB really came together with Diamond Dynasty. The last few years, it's just been changing so radically every season that this is the first year that I feel like they've really built a good base.
Yeah.
Every other year it's like okay, I see what you're doing. I don't love it that much. And then the next year they change something drastically, and it gets all different. Like this year
Yeah.
was big, not having. Was it this year that there was no dynasty players? This was the first year where it's only one guy, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean that was huge this year because I really hated those dynasty players.
Yeah.
The first year, all the dynasty players could go to 99, and the second year they could only go to something specific. But then there were still so many that you would always just get the guys to go to 99. That's why I really hoped they figured it out. And this whole offseason's really been a very interesting learning experience for all that.
Well, yeah, and I think 17, and I posted a blog post about this. I think 17 is a very, very critical game for them, because now people are hooked. You know, they've put the hook in the water, and people have taken it. They've gone to Diamond Dynasty. Listen, there's no secrets here, guys. Everyone knows that these sports games use the card collecting modes as a way to make money. It's how they stay in business. And the show has done a phenomenal job, which is why everywhere you turn, people are picking it as their sports game of the year. But 17 is so critical because you know that they're going to have people in the summer, but it's when Madden comes out and NHL comes out and NBA comes out, and it's just, can they fight off those games again and keep people playing their game for a full calendar cycle?
Yeah,
that's really what it comes down to.
Because they get a few months. They get a few months head start on everybody, but then once they start coming out, it's everything coming out right next to each other. So, and trying to keep players through that is very tough.
Yeah, and you know that Madden is, well, maybe not. They don't care, but you know that some of the smaller card collecting games, like NHL, has to be worried about people playing baseball in January.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure their bottom line has been affected by it. I mean, people are playing MLB The Show by the tens of thousands in January. That's troubling for a company like EA Sports putting out NHL. And then they say, well, we have to find a way to get people playing our mode instead. So can MLB The Show deliver again?
I really wouldn't be surprised if next year we see an NHL mobile game.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me.
Because I was listening to something today. I think Madden was number 7 on like the iTunes charts for like top grossing game.
Grossing games,
or top paid or something like that. Whatever's the one that shows you who makes lots of money.
Yeah, I think it's top. I think it's top grossing games.
Yeah, top grossing. There's also top paid, but then there's so it must be top grossing because that would be the week over week. So I could see them doing that. That would be a good thing for them.
Yeah, I think that would be an interesting move for EA Sports to do that. But again, I mean, we've seen them be super successful with NBA Live Mobile and super successful with FIFA Mobile.
Yeah, I do wonder if they're going to come out with a... Now, they had said they were going to do an NBA Live actual game this year. I wonder if that's actually going to happen.
I don't see it.
I'm going to lose this game because 3-0 Cruz went to make curveballs.
I think they should stick with the mobile games that they have and make those work and leave NBA right where it is.
Mm-hmm.
You've fooled people twice thinking that NBA Live can be a viable console series, and it just can't. There's so much work to do for them to overtake 2K that I just don't see it being a viable thing for them to do. But EA Sports has done very unviable things in the past, so perhaps they can continue that trend.
Well, I gotta tell Fee Yankee that we can't play tonight, but we have to play some other time. Because I just lost my game and I'm very upset. So I think that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. I think we covered a lot of stuff. Tons of great info in there. Also, there's an elusive target, so probably don't leave the stream after I go off.
Oh, that's right. Colorado is it not?
Yeah, so I'm gonna embarrass myself there because that's
real. Should I go watch Adam play his first?
I don't know how Adam did. I know he was running it tonight, actually.
Yeah, he streamed it earlier, but I don't know how he did.
If it's a short video, he probably failed. I think it's something special too. You have to do like 2 things. But yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight's bullpen banter. An hour and was that an hour and a half? Good time.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a good amount of time. Got a lot.
Yeah.
We covered a lot of topics. If you missed any of it, make sure you go to youtube.com/thatsportsgamer. Hit the subscribe button. This will probably be up tomorrow or the day after. Though it seems YouTube got their act together, and now videos over an hour you can edit again.
Oh,
I'm very
good.
excited. I'm going to put up the stream from Saturday up tomorrow, and then this will probably go up tomorrow night, assuming everything works and there's no problems. So you can get all that stuff we talked about. Current packs that we want for next year. Stuff we want, if we want stuff to move from MLB 16 that we can do stuff in to get stuff for MLB 17. How to get out of a funk. What else? How off-season moves are going to affect collections. If we should have ultimate collections and stuff. Yeah, we talked about a lot of stuff tonight. Covered a lot of ground.
Basically everything you missed in the first half hour was watching Millennium get beat at Diamond Dynasty.
Yeah, if you're watching that, definitely
check out the first half hour.
Yep, youtube.com/thatsportsgamer. That's where the archive will be. We'll have the links if you want to be a chatty Cathy. You can go to the Discord channel that we started up, the Bullpen Banter Discord.
Boom.
I trust my man is going to put the link in the chat.
It's there.
It's there. So you can go there and you can chat it up. Oh, Prague, who I just played. Great game. Prague 39. I was getting ready to type. I was getting ready to get on my phone and hit him with the GG.
Hey, he dropped you right in the stream. You'll stream GG.
I tried to trick him. I thought, here's a trick. You can trick a lot of people by throwing them the same pitch 3 times. They'll never believe it's coming. But if that pitch is too slow, it might be a problem. Because that Sungwon O curve, he hit about 1.5 miles.
Okay.
But yeah, if you guys want the Discord, that'll be open. We'll be in there chatting all week long. Bullpen Banter airs Mondays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Let's just make that official. So this is when we're going to do that. What else? Follow the Twitch, twitch.tv/thatsportsgamer, youtube.com/thatsportsgamer, twitter.com/thatsportsgamer. If you're into Facebook, facebook.com/thatsportsgamer. If you're a big Instagram fan, there's stuff on Instagram. There's guys going like this with salt. If you're a big fan of dudes rubbing salt like this, be on Instagram. That's Sportsgamer over there as well. Snaggle J, where can people find you also? You got any big streams coming up this week?
Well, listen, I'm going to keep it simple. If you go to snagglej.com, all the links you need are at the top of the page. Just one friendly spot for all your Snaggle J needs. Head on over to snagglej.com. All the buttons are there. Twitch, Instagram. So I think I got the Snapchat on there now, Facebook,
You're
all
snapping?
that good stuff. Oh man, I'm snapping like it's going out of style. If
you want to see, first off, this is beautiful. I love snagglej.com. I need to make a That Sports Gamer header exactly like this. You're gonna tell me, I'm gonna need to know this theme. I have so many questions for you when we get off this call. That's kind of what I'm looking for right now. ThatSportsGamer.com is gonna get an update soon because I told Millennium that we're gonna update it, so we're gonna update it. Get that hot theme action.
You know what? You can check me out. I am going to be. Oh man, don't do that to me.
Do it.
No,
but like I was saying, if you want to see pictures of Snaggle J's defense, make sure you check out his Snapchat. He's got all the D pics over there.
I do, yeah. And I'm going to be. You know what? You're asking if I was going to be doing some streams. I'm going to be streaming some Diamond Dynasty tomorrow night. Nice. At 8:00 Eastern. And every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, I stream Battlefield 1 Wednesday Night War Games.
Ooh, nice.
It's a show that I do with a couple of my buddies. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, at 9 o'clock on Wednesdays, when you're done watching him,
that's right.
Sure you come over to twitch.tv/OTP Developments.
Yep.
I'm the baseball community manager for Out of the Park Developments. We'll be playing Out of the Park Baseball 17. Yes.
Still 17. Yeah.
17. I could neither confirm or deny if there will be some information this week about Out of the Park 18. Just saying.
There has been information. You know, they've been looking for beta testers.
We got beta testers. We've been contacting some of those guys. If you applied this week, you'll be getting a message this week.
Information already rolling out.
Good or bad, you'll get an email. We'll let you know. We don't want to leave you just hanging out in the wind. But yeah. I would say make sure you follow OTB Baseball in case stuff happens sometime toward the latter half of this week. maybe
What else can
maybe
we
there'll be
pimp?
news.
What else can we pimp at the end of this show?
Bo Jackson stuff. I've been tweeting a lot of Bo Jackson stuff from at OOTP Baseball on Twitter.
That's right. Follow it up.
What else? I think I need to figure out a new schedule. Thursday nights hasn't been happening. Maybe it'll come back again. We'll do that though. Yeah, I'll update thatsportsgamer.com to have all this cool stuff.
Just follow us everywhere. Stalk our every move, please.
Yeah, or
we
just
love that. We love it.
Be in the Discord if you want to talk Diamond Dynasty, franchise, I mean, anything MLB The Show related. We'll be there. And then Mondays, this show, as we said, 9 p.m. Eastern.
247.
You can watch it on Twitch or YouTube. We stream on both, just in case you prefer one over the other. Yeah, but other than that, I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Chris, thank you for joining me.
Anytime. Appreciate it.
I'd like to thank myself for joining myself. And,
you did a fantastic job.
Oh, yes. This Wednesday. No, he just reminded me. Thank you, Red Sox. I appreciate that. MLB will be announcing the who gets into the Hall of Fame this year. So we'll be talking about that.
Maybe we should do a special Bullpen Banter reaction show.
Definitely not going to do that because Wednesday night, twitch.tv/OOTP Developments, 9 p.m. Eastern. Maybe we'll have a very special Hall of Fame reaction show.
Ooh.
We could probably get some people that we could chat about some stuff. So far, it looks like who were the locks? There was 2 locks.
Looks like Reigns is in. Looks like Bagwell is in as well.
Yeah, so I think if we do that, assuming that those are the only 2 that get in, there'll probably be a third. Yeah, they always say catcher's numbers go down as more stuff comes in. Yeah. So I don't know.
I think Vladdy is close. I think Vladdy is very, very close.
Yeah, Vlad's at 74.2 and Hoffman's at 73. Pudge is at 78, but I heard with some math, catchers go down as the. Hold on.
What has happened?
I don't know. It looks like for some reason, Restream IO stopped. I don't know.
Oh
why.
no.
Maybe we're back. I hope we're back. If we're back, we're just saying goodnight. I don't know what you missed. But again, Wednesday night, twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. We will be doing a Hall of Fame reaction show. Hopefully a game between Bagwell's Astros and Reigns' White Sox. And it depends who else gets in. Maybe we'll do some more. But we'll try to get a couple people on, actually, to talk about it. Let me send Rich a message right now, see if we can get a couple guys on, and see what we can do. But thank you guys for watching tonight. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you again next week for another episode of Bullpen Banter. So now you know what you need to do. Get out of the bullpen and get into the game. And no Zach Britton jokes.